Hello and welcome back to Team RunRun's interview series, 5 by 20-second interview intervals. And today we have Coach Hannah Breedlove. How you doing, Hannah?
Hey, Kyle, I'm good. How are you?
I'm real good, thanks. And you're
Good.
coming from Philadelphia, right?
Yes, up in Manayunk.
Okay, man, some people will
The,
know where
turn- the
that is.
turning point, yeah, the turning point in the marathon. If you've ever run that, mile 20, we love to
Okay,
cheer loud.
I'm sure more people than me will know where that is. Very cool. I'll have to
Thank
go
you.
run Philly now. Okay, well, that's our warm-up. We got that going.
Easy.
First question, how long have you been a Team RunRun coach and what do you like about it the most?
I've been with Team RunRun for about 2.5 years. I just love the diversity of all the coaches that are on the platform. I started as an athlete as Team RunRun and then stayed on as a coach and an athlete once I started coaching. And I just think like you can't beat how many different coaching styles there are, how many price points there are. Like there's just anything that you are looking for in a coach, you can find it at Team RunRun. Matt and Julie are obviously the best, the people who run it. So yeah, it's the best. I love Team RunRun.
Yep, there's a lot of diversity. So you can coach the Philly runners and I might be able to coach the people running the Avalon 50 this weekend
Perfect.
in Catalina. How has finding a running community affected your own running?
It's like the entirety of who I am as a runner. So I kind of think of myself as like who I was as a runner with my community in Baltimore, where I lived until about a year and a half ago, and then now where I am in Philly. And when I was in Baltimore, like my whole identity was my running community, and it was like such a special running community. But what it meant for my running was that like all of my running was driven by me as a social runner. So whether it was like my racing or my training or my easy runs, like it was all centered around my running community and like who I wanted to be running with. And since I moved to Philly, like I've found a running community here and I love it, but I've also kind of found how to like isolate myself as a runner separate from that community and have like solo runs that aren't centered around other people, training plans that aren't I've really like found my own kind of individuality as a runner. And so now I'm kind of in this like perfect mix of having both. And so I mean, I think the running community is just the most special thing in the world, but it's been cool to kind of evolve through finding myself as a runner separate from that community, which I think is also important.
Yep, it is important to figure that out. And when we race, usually we're semi alone, and also not everybody wants to join our hard workouts all the time. So,
It's not true in Baltimore. Anyone will join you in Baltimore.
all right, point taken. Very good. On that note, what's been your favorite workout to run or assign?
Well, I love 800s, like not like to run, not for any like special reason. I just think that like it's a versatile workout, like whether you're trying to like actually hard effort it or just like sprinkle some speed work in. I love 800s, but like as a coach, I love to assign mile repeats because there's always this really special moment. I'm a really effort-based coach, but like when I'm assigning mile repeats, I'm usually really digging deep and trying to work with an athlete on like what I think they can run as a repeat pace that maybe they don't know that they can run yet. And like, what a cool moment to realize you can do something you didn't think you could do. And like, I love finding that in the mile repeat. That's my favorite to assign.
Yep, very good. Yeah, confidence and belief.
Yes.
They go a long way. In your bio, you describe having a racing breakthrough. Can you tell us what you learned from that?
Yeah, I mean, sort of tying back to how I was such a like social runner when I was in Baltimore, and like that's really where I started running. I every race I did was kind of a fun run. It was because of the people that were there. It was not to push myself. And I remember the first race I ever, this breakthrough race I'm talking about, it was the Frozen Finger or Frostbite 5 Mile or something wintry like that in Baltimore. It was the first time that I was like, I wonder what happens if I let this hurt a little bit. And I'd never asked that question before because I was just there to have a good time. No one had asked me to work hard. And I just said, let's do this because I'm curious. And I think that especially if you are a newer runner as an adult, starting to kind of like peek into what running is for you, it's not inherent to let it hurt. And so finding that moment where no one is telling you to do it, you're just like curious, like genuinely curious, was really kind of a game changer to me because it was like completely intrinsic, you know? So it kind of changed like what I found out that I was capable of as a runner.
Yep, that's a great story. Yeah, and it
Thank
is
you.
such a good feeling to
Yeah.
find that. You surprise yourself in the moment, then you just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. It,
Yeah.
it was really a fun time.
Uh-huh. Awesome. And then lastly, you touched on this, but how would you describe your coaching style?
Um, I would just say I like friendly. I'm a very like I mentioned, I'm effort based for a lot of it. I my biggest thing as a coach is I want to give you something that like maybe you can't get from a training plan online, which is mostly knowing that there's someone like in your corner who is so invested in you, whether that means that you've done something really good or you are confused or something felt really bad, like whatever, wherever you are on the spectrum. My whole coaching style is just kind of being your person that is in your corner, can like give you that guidance, who can cheer you on, who can pick you up. I want that feeling to be there with all of my athletes where they really know that they can count on me. So that's really my style. And I guess if we're talking technically, also there's that kind of, I want to make sure that you are in tune with yourself as an athlete. Like I am effort based because it's really important to me that we learn how to listen to our own bodies so that you are not completely relying on an external source. You're not only asking me for like, you don't want to ask me how something felt. I want you to be able to like think about how something felt and then relay that to me. So yeah, I'm effort based because I want to encourage my athletes to be in touch with themselves, how they feel, and then we can, collaborate on what happens next.
Yep.
That's the gist.
Yep. No, that's very good. And yeah, getting the runners to be a little bit more independent, not so relying on their watch or
Yeah,
yeah. I want to make an AI joke, but I'll leave it alone for now.
I thought about it, but
Right. Personal touch with the coaching is in the trust in the relationship. It's what it's all
yeah,
about. So
we can read between the lines if we want to on AI.
yep. Yep. Very good. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Hannah.
Thank you,
We
Kyle. This is
reached the
fun.
cool down stage. Yeah, it was very fun talking, and we'll have to get out there and run in Philly sometime.
Sounds good. We will see you there.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, you too.
Okay, bye bye.